Hello my friends, how are you doing amigos? Today is January the 7th, 2019. Very important to have that date. I'm going to start putting dates on my videos. I want to share with you, I'm not having any coffee now. I'm making this video in the night time. And this cup is from Canada. While I was in Canada, we were having a really good time. My friend, world champion Wozdick, WBC champion, went into a bout with Adonis Stevenson, which has some health issues, very serious health issues after this bout, but he's recovering, and this is a great news, he's recovering. Let me lower some of these lights over here. I would like to talk today about something very important. We're going to talk today about semen, frozen semen, and I have three friends of mine here, including this beautiful lady right in front of me. All right, I have to say this is beautiful because she really is beautiful. And I'm a very lucky man. She is my wife. We want to talk about frozen semen. We were talking and just having a friendly, knowledgeable conversation when she said, let's make a video. There's a lot of people that want to know about the stuff you know and so on and so forth. So we just grabbed the lamps and started making the video. Got my computer right in front of me. I want to just make a small parenthesis and talk about 2018. Folks, 2018 was great. We had a great time. We traveled around the world. We had a lot of great friends. And we did a lot of amazing things for the breed. It is incredible because, we keep doing things for the breed. We keep moving forward, making amazing things for the breed all over the world. Uplifting leaders and uplifting people that really want to have the very best American Pit Bull Terrier in the world, and they don't have to go through a process of raising their dogs and do their own selection to have the best. Otherwise, it's impossible. It's really impossible to have the best without going through that process. You can only get the best after going through everything that I went through or coming directly with me and having one of my puppies. For that, 281-226-0370. Now, we're going to talk about frozen semen. And I can start with that from different things. You can find my listing of what frozen semen I have available in my website. Okay, that is on my website. But what we're going to talk about a little bit is about why frozen semen. I think frozen semen is something that is very important. It's something that is a very special tool that can be used by people that have common sense, by people that have vision, by people that can see the future and they want to invest. This is not really for what they call the broke men. I have some couple guys that come and say, hey, but I'm a working man. So you're a working man? I never saw a man that wasn't a working man that wasn't successful. Everybody's a working man. It just happens to be that some working men really have not evolved themselves in life to have the kind of income that is necessary to own thoroughbred horses or thoroughbred dogs or race cars or a mansion or many cars. They literally only have money to survive. So that person that only has money to survive, their priority should be taking care of their family, putting the kids through college and that sort of stuff, and not thinking about buying the best dog in the world because they cannot afford it. It's and simple. And if they want to buy frozen semen, if you're broke down or you're a man that really don't have the money, then you're not going to get quality. That's the simple. If you have the money, if you want to save the money to be able to get the frozen semen, then there's a process that is necessary to be successful in frozen semen. And you're going to have to be sharp, smart, have planning, and have some knowledge, and then be very lucky to be able to have that particular success with frozen semen. Somebody comes and says, oh, I have 14 puppies on the American Pit Bull Terrier. I will say it's 100% a lie. The maximum I saw that I can testify and say I can be a witness and say that is real frozen semen breeding. The maximum I had was 10. And the conditions of using frozen semen, the female has to be extremely fertile, has to be young, not very young, but young, about 3 to 4 years old maximum. And the female has to be a good mother. And not all females are the same. Some females just produce very healthy puppies. The semen has to be of some good quality. The better the quality, the better the semen. Some majority of doctors, I'll say they collect very good semen. If it's not a great quality of semen, a good mortality, a good amount of semen, of live sperm, they will not collect it. They'll put more straws in there or just simply not collect it. So I think that in the United States, for the majority of the cases, they actually have good quality of semen in terms of the semen being alive and being useful. Now, the quality of the genetic contribution of the semen, that is a big question. I don't think that most people have the best females or the right reasons why they breed dogs. People like to breed because I want to make it tight on this or tight on that, and I try to stay away from make anything tight that you don't have knowledge about. And that could be a very long topic. What I want to say to you is that when you're talking about frozen semen, what you want to have is great studs. Not every dog that got collected is great. A lot of times you're like, oh, well, this got some bolio dogs. What does it mean? Just because you collect the son of bolio, grandson of bolio, maybe that's trash. Maybe some of the, it's just trash. So you got to have the right individuals. And that's one of the things where I always, in front of everybody, always, boom, 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 just in front of everybody. Very good eye to pick out the right individual. And of course, I have some frozen semen, and this video has a lot to do with the frozen semen because I would have to live at least 2,000 years to be able to use all the frozen semen. Is frozen semen really the future of the breed? I created, and everything that I've done, I use the manipulation of technology on frozen semen. They have these trash forums where some doggers, they call themselves dogmen, they'll go there and they'll talk about, in their ignorant ways, and make discussions about frozen semen. And I remember back in 2002, 2003, 2005, like, yeah, you cannot make great dogs out of frozen semen. And I will not get into the details of the selection when it comes to having great strong puppies because of the frozen semen. That's a different topic. But I'll let you guys kind of cook that in your head and be like, bam, Chico is a genius. He was able to think about that and make that selection process right from the sperm. Then we will go into the topic of understanding that most people are so ignorant because one dummy learns from another dummy. And, for example, I collected semen from some dogs that were declared not worth collecting them, okay? I don't want to use the word sterile because some wise guy might come and say, oh, this is impossible, whatever. I'm going to tell you this, I'm magical. Little John Rum, White Can, Hercules Son of Mayday, which I have for sale, by the way. All these 3 dogs I have are frozen. And then the 4th dog, Macho Buck. All these dogs, I had them frozen. These dogs came to me by the owners literally begging me. And I said begging me, I'm not ashamed to say it, begging me. Please help me. The veterinarian said, cannot freeze this dog, but they said that you know how to do it. Fact is, Macho Buck was taken to New York, to Georgia, and the dog was not being able to be collected. And they took him to Texas, and the guy in Texas, the veterinarian in Texas says, there is a guy that brings a dog that looks very much like it. His name is Awesome Buck, and this is called Macho Buck. And he collected semen for dogs that were destroyed like this one. Macho Buck was destroyed. The owners didn't know nothing about it. And so, take it to him. They used a friend of mine's, rest in peace, my friend Gino Molinari, and they came approached me through Gino. And Gino literally, he lobbied for them and said, please, if you collect Macho Buck, you'll show the world how much better you are than many veterinarians. And I took the challenge and I fixed Macho Buck to the sense, to the point that I was the first man ever to collect semen from Macho Buck. And these Turks were able to collect, one of them was able to collect semen from Macho Buck. Then these guys, one screwed the other one and stole the semen from one because they are dirtbags, and end up having some dogs that today produce a lot of shy dogs because they picked up the wrong females. They bred like any dummy, pedigree to pedigree, and they produce some dogs that are cold dogs and so on and so forth. That's a different topic. What I want to say is that this guy that did not know nothing about frozen semen made an article, just wrote an email, sent it to the magazine. And the people in the magazine also, they came and said, well, we got this guy, he wrote an article about this frozen semen. The guy didn't know nothing about frozen semen. And that's what I say about information. The guy that didn't know nothing about it was just an individual that profited himself strictly out of somebody else's dog, out of somebody else's wisdom, and create some dogs that he peddled to market to anybody. And they're actually, people right now are getting out of those dogs. You know, it's giving advice to other dummies. So in the American Pit Bull Terrier, one of the problems is you have dummies talking to dummies and dummies repeating what other dummies says. I'll give you an example. They come in and they say, yeah, man, I heard you got this straw of Shorty, the son of Jeep. The straw. Yeah, you got this straw for it. How much you charge for that straw? Semen is collected in straws, but one straw by itself, it's not going to be what I would call good enough to make a good breeding. Even if you have very high quality semen. You know, most of the semen that's frozen on the greatest dogs was not collected at the prime time. So you don't have really one good straw. You'll need at least 2, 3, or 4. And yes, some veterinarians and some people are very dedicated and they work themselves and use 2 straws, when a guy like me would like to use 4. But it's not one straw, dummies out there. It's not one straw. It's a group of straws that create a breeding unit. And whether it's pellets or whether it's a vial, you need to make a breeding. So why someone in the future will use semen from the past? The future is here. Someone in the future will use semen from the past. If the future is going forward, and the past is the past, and if the dogs are becoming better, then the future should be always better. For most people, that's not the case. You can look at the bullies. The dogs that they used to make the bullies from were better than the bullies. The bullies are literally trash. And when I say bully, I mention the bully as a breed because it's trash. It's worthless for a guy like me. So all these other pitbulls are worthless to me. They have bully level, bully quality. Okay, they don't look like a bully, but to me, they're useful. They are 0. I cannot use them in my breeding program. So what I'm trying to say is the old should be lesser than the new if we are making better dogs. But that's only when a man that really is creating better dogs. And that's not the case with everybody. The case is the opposite. The dogs in the past were always better. And I find myself that as my understanding of these keep on growing and my quality of dogs keep improving, I find myself with a collection of a lot of good dogs. And some of them, I will call them even great for most people's standards. And I'll put those dogs for sale. You can find them on my page. You can go to 123pitbulls.com, 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 and you can look for frozen semen. For most people, I'll say for 99% of the people, not say 100% of the people, when they go, they love the American Pit Bull Terrier, when they go to this semen that I have for sale, they'll be like, whoa, a son of Jeep, whoa, pure boy dog, Sarge, father to Chico the Great, all these available. Direct Sons of Grand Champion Mayday, available for sale. So yes, those dogs right there, frozen, they are better than whatever they have today. It is true for them. It's not true for me. For me, I developed something better. And that's why this something better is not for sale. Because I don't work with breeders. But I cannot keep all the semen. So I'm going to sell some of the semen that I have to approved people that are decent. You know, I don't really share the opinion that, you know, yeah, I'm a criminal. You know, I did 4 times, I went to jail. So because I'm a better dogman. To me, that's garbage. It's trash. But I'm pretty sure that in the United States, there have to be some like decent, halfway decent breeders. They're not like really low life and they really want to do some breeding, maybe for themselves, maybe good guys. They want to do some breeding for their own use. And maybe they like the Jeep blood or they like the honey bunch blood and they want to have them as pets. So those guys will call me and I'll give them a price, I'll buy them. They're not going to be dirt cheap. They're not going to be for the man that struggles to pay the light bill. They're not going to be. They're going to be for the guy that actually is willing to invest and appreciate that buying the semen costs me money, that, you know, keeping the semen, make payments every year, it costs money, and it will be willing to pay. I'm not willing to have a long conversation. I'm not the kind of guy you call, and that's why I make these videos. So I don't have to get the calls. I'm in the call, we're talking about this, and I'm this, and I know this guy, you know that guy? Wrong guy. I'm not that guy. I am not the guy. Short, sweet, you got the money, call me when you have the money in your hand. Don't call me to talk and then, but that's not me at all. I'm a businessman. And so, frozen semen is important, is really important. When the greatest dogs have been collected. Pay attention, when the greatest dogs have been collected. If the dog was worthless, oh, we collected it because he's like very heavy G bloodline. Oh, we collected it because he was heavy this, or because it came from whatever. And I look at the guy, so it came from the guy wouldn't qualify to be my yard boy. All right, whatever. Now you have some guys that, you know, have a little bit of intelligence and they collect dogs, even in the swamp. You have some guys that actually, you know, learn how to collect their own semen, and because it's a very manual labor. You know, if you really want to know how to do that, you go to Carmelo Farms. Carmelo Farms actually give that course. You learn how to collect bulls and goats and sheep and dogs and the tanks and the nitrogen and everything else, and you do that. The only problem is for some of those guys in the American Pit Bull Terrier, they really don't have quality animals. They don't have quality animals. They didn't have a journey that is 10% of the journey that I want to have. So when I look to the past and I look at the swamp, but the time was not the swamp, the time was just some good dogmen. I look at those few dogmen that were near the golden vein, but they didn't stay in course with the golden vein. And they had some good animals, some good individuals. You know, I would say that Red Rage was a good individual to collect. I believe so. And I have his frozen semen for sale. You know, it cost me a lot of money. I'm not giving it away. So you gotta have some money. If you're broke again, don't call me. All right? I don't have plans also, payment plans. Very straightforward, folks. I'm giving you very straight information. You will need to buy the semen, which is at a bank. And if you live in Europe and you say, hey man, I want to get the semen, how I just bought it, you're going to resolve that issue by yourself. You're going to talk to the bank once you buy the semen and collect the semen and have it shipped to you if it's possible or not. That's not my business. That's up to you. If you need to fly from Europe and do the breeding in America and then take the female back to you, it's okay. I do have frozen semen here in Brazil. You know, we have frozen semen in 2 cities, Rio de Janeiro and Sao Paulo. And I have frozen semen of my own dogs. So it makes it very difficult for me to sell the semen. Do I have frozen semen in Europe? Yes, I have frozen semen in Europe. Yes, I have it. You can buy it. Of course, you can buy frozen semen in Europe. Yeah, a little bit of it, you know. So, do I have frozen semen of my best dogs? Yeah, matter of fact, I do. I do have some of my better dogs. Those are not for sale. Awesome buck dogs are not for sale. Just not for sale. I do have puppies of awesome buck bloodline, which is very exclusive to me. Sierra the Grey dogs, Bachman dogs, exclusive. And that particular bloodline, those puppies, are sold for families that want to have great pets for themselves. The kind of guy that really want to have the best. When they're going to buy a watch, they want to get the best watch. Something that when I look at a man making a video, I want to know what brand of watch he has, because I like it, beautiful watch. Or somebody that wants to invest on buying it, everything good, everything great. That kind of guy will end up buying one of my dogs. Okay? So the video has a lot of information. I hope you enjoy it. It's very, you know, conversational. I don't know if you have any questions for me here you guys have any questions? No questions at all? Did I cover everything that we talked about already? It was a pretty good video. You think these guys on YouTube gonna like it? All right, guys on YouTube, understand that the link is 123pitbulls.com. You go to frozen semen. The list of the frozen semen is there. The prices are gonna be between, I'll say, $6,500 for most of them. Some of them $3,500 or so. I'll take the payment and it'll be transferred to your name within, depending on when you call me. It could be within hours, it could be within 1 or 2 days. I don't do nothing without getting paid. No pay, nothing happens. Am I willing to talk on the phone? I can talk with the buyer for a little bit. And that's basically it, folks. I think this video is going to give you a lot of great information that you can use. And for those dogs out there, remember, it's not called a straw. It's called a breeding unit. Okay? You do need straws, not one. One straw will not help you. My name is Chico López, folks. I am the undisputed GOAT of the Real American Pit Bull Terrier. Undisputed GOAT. And I'm telling you now, you can look it up, you can add the numbers, do the mathematics, and it's not a matter of opinion, it's a matter of fact. I am the GOAT. And I'm here to help humanity and lift great people to own the very best American Pit Bull Terrier. Thank you very much, and come here, look at the videos. I'm going to be posting more videos. Thank you. Bye-bye.